many people experience the challenge of having great skills, great training, and not knowing how to actually reach the people they want to reach and really build a practice. And David is one of the few people who has put together a no-hype solution package to all of that and has really trained a lot of people in how to be great coaches and be successful at it. He is the founder of Coach MBA, and he's also the author of the book Get Paid for Who You Are, which had a foreword by Jack Canfield. So welcome, David.
Thank you, Arjuna.
What I wanted to talk to you about today is the grisly topic of fear. So many people have great skills. They've even taken a lot of marketing courses. They think they've got everything they could possibly need. And what is actually holding them back still is fear of putting themselves out. So what have you noticed about all that?
I used to kind of poo-poo that. I'm like, fear, because I was very motivated. And in the last couple of years that I took a break, and I've come back, I've realized how scared I am to get out there. So now I have much more empathy for people who are hesitant to pick up the phone and say, hey, would you like to experience coaching? Hesitant to call someone and say, may I speak on your stage? I totally relate. I think fear is natural, and I'd like to help people today to get through that. I've got a couple of techniques that could help them with that.
Beautiful. Go for it.
Yeah. Firstly, let's talk about like what the fears are, what comes up, because sometimes we don't think of it as fear. We just think of it, it just occurs to us as, I don't want to call that person. That's it. I don't want to pick up the phone. Mm-hmm. Let me work on my website. Let me work on my newsletter. Let me work on my welcome pack. Let me go and do 2 years of coach training study. Instead of, let me call this person who I know who could use some help and offer them some coaching. So the beliefs that I've found that come up for me, who am I to coach? Mm-hmm. What if they think I'm a fraud or they call me out? What if I don't have enough training? I need to have years of training. People wouldn't pay me. Yeah, maybe they'll let me coach them, but they wouldn't pay for it. Maybe they'll pay other coaches, but they wouldn't pay me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They'll say no. That's a big one. And I notice, will I pick up the phone? I'm scared to pick up the phone because I'm thinking they're going to say no. And then there's, what does that mean about me? They're rejecting me. I'm bothering them. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Isn't that amazing?
All of these are sounding very familiar. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to offer this person 30 minutes of talking about their life where I listen to them and coach them to the best of my ability in creating goals that would change their life. And I've got running that I'm bothering them. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's irrational when you hear it, but actually, nevertheless, these are, as you said, they're very powerful visceral forces. And it's very true what you said. You don't even notice when that's happening. It's just something else seems more pleasurable at the time. That mocha at the local coffee shop suddenly seems so delicious.
Yes. And some people don't relate to the word fear. I didn't for a long time. Some people relate to, I just need more confidence. Mm-hmm. Some people think, well, I doubt myself. I have self-doubt. So there are different words people use, but it all comes to the same thing. I think we're terrified. Mm-hmm. I know I am. In running, I'm doing a big event in 2 weeks, and I've been terrified to call people. I've been terrified to put myself out there because what does it mean about me if they don't come? Right. What does it mean about me if I'm successful at it, get a bunch of people, and they don't like what I give them?
Right.
What if they don't approve of me? So, yeah, we can all relate to the fears. So let's talk about a couple of techniques that people can use right now. And clearly in the weekend, we're going to go very deeply into this. But right now, here's technique number one. I like to remind people what they have to offer. So a great exercise is to take a piece of paper, get a pen, and list what you can offer people when you're sitting down in a coaching session that has nothing to do with technique.
Yeah.
So assume you're the first coach on the planet, you don't have any technique, what can you have to offer? So I'll ask you right now, what are a couple of things that are providing value already without any technique you have?
Well, I've spent most of my adult life pursuing this recognition of spaciousness. So I've gotten incredibly good at that. I can guide anybody from preoccupation with the mind to the recognition of spacious consciousness in a few minutes.
Great.
And that's becoming natural and intuitive to me.
There's an example. So what people can list is they can list their insights that they've had, millions of them since birth. Right. List all your insights, list all the training that you've had, list all the skills that you have, list the experiences you've had. Maybe you got married, maybe you got divorced. Maybe you had your heart broken, you felt joy. Maybe you've had a child. Maybe you've lost someone close to you. All of these experiences come to bear.
Mm-hmm.
What about your compassion? What about your listening? When was the last time this prospect had someone sit down with them for 30 minutes and put all of their attention on them?
Right.
What a gift.
I want to interrupt you a second. I want to just highlight a point you just made, so important. Because I notice with the people I train as coaches, it's actually very often their greatest misfortunes, the things that they really hated going through at the time, that actually become their greatest gift. So somebody who's been bankrupt can really support someone through that. Someone who's been through terrible grief, like the loss of a child, they're the person who can help someone through that. So often it's our greatest misfortune that becomes our greatest gift.
Yes. And here's some other things that help. Just you asking questions. If you ask, what do you want? That can provide incredible value, not because it's a magical ninja question, but because you're asking it. And now they have to put attention. Oh, here's the other thing. 30 minutes, they're putting attention on their life. Instead of running around inside their life, they're actually looking at their life and how do I change it and improve it. Even if we're a terrible coach, that's providing value because you are willing to ask the question.
All right.
Now, here's another couple of things. The actual structure, so say someone signs up, or suppose it's just a free consultation. The fact that they know they're going to come and talk to you for 30 minutes, things start shifting. I'm coaching someone right now who I really admire, and I was thinking, how am I going to coach him and provide value? But he said to me, the fact that I know I'm going to talk to you means I can't mess around. Mm-hmm. The fact that I know I'm going to be on the phone with you at 10 o'clock today means I start making a list of what would I talk to you about. Things are shifting. And one of the best sessions I ever had with my coach, I like to joke about this, he didn't show up.
And you still got value, right? Because he prepared.
It was amazing because I knew I was going to be there on the call. So I started listing things I wanted to talk about. And when he didn't show, I was upset because I thought I really need help on this. And then I thought, well, how would I solve it without him? I'd never even asked myself that question. Okay. So I thought about it and I came up with an idea that I hadn't had before. He didn't even show and I got great value. So there you go. You have massive amounts, massive things that you can offer people of value, even if you think you don't have enough training or you don't have enough confidence.
Beautiful. Was there a second piece to that, or have we covered it all?
Yeah, there is a second piece.
Yeah.
I find that when I'm nervous, it's because my attention is on me. Mm-hmm. And that's natural. Yeah. Am I going to look good? Mm-hmm. Are they going to like me? Are they going to sign up? Are they going to pay me? Are they going to refer me to their friends? So much attention on me. So if you're willing to sit down before you get on the phone and say, can I shift my focus to service? Can I just serve this person? And invite them. Shift your focus to service plus invitation. So get out there, give 100 sessions for free. At the end of every single one, invite them to work with you. That's it. And if no one says yes, you'll have learned so much and you'll have given to 100 people and you can still feel great.
Great.
That's a massive shift. And you may just find that out of doing 100 sessions, you get 20, 30 people saying, I'd really like to work with you.
Beautiful. Well, listen, everybody, listening to this, don't you just love this guy? He's got a very fresh and innocent approach to all of this. So David's going to be doing an event at the end of May 31st, with Jack Canfield and a bunch of other very cool people. I may be there myself. We haven't quite figured out the logistics, but there's going to be a great team of people there. So check it out. We're going to be sharing with you how you can do that event for a ridiculous scholarship that makes it almost free. So very generous of David to do this. So check it out.
And Jack Canfield, let me say, Jack has waived his speaking fee.
Yeah.
It's amazing. We're giving away scholarships that are worth $1,000 to people just willing to pay it forward. So it's a great opportunity. Yeah.
So this is a generous man with a great piece to offer you. This is not so much about learning new skills to coach. It's about actually getting over the barriers you have to sharing the skills you already have and who you already are. So really think about flying into San Francisco or driving to San Francisco for this event, and I can stand behind this guy. He's a good fella. Wonderful, David. Thank you for your time today.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.